All right, guys. So this is the talk of the town on TikTok, guys. This is a girl. Her name is Ash.e.e. Oh, I get it now.
Ashley Elliott.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to open this up. Okay, this is Ashley. She's a TikToker with almost 15 million followers. How wild is that? That's crazy. Anyway, good news for us. She has problems going on with her husband.
Terrible.
Listen. We're a couple's content creation page, and now this couple's breaking up. It's just more real. It's more real estate for us to move in. That's terrible.
Stop it.
It's terrible. What a horrible thing for me to say.
Yeah, I don't like
What a
how
terrible
you're being
thing.
right
Okay,
now.
I was making a little joke. I went a little far. I'm so sorry, baby love. All right, but anyway, they're going through some stuff. I can't believe you got so upset with me.
Because you're being rude.
I didn't think it was. I thought I was just making a joke. You really think I was being that rude?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you're going to start it?
Okay. What?
So that's how you're going to start it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, baby. Okay.
All right, so what happened?
Well, I feel bad now.
All I know is that she shakes her ass in a real cringe way.
Oh yeah, her whole thing is like with. I think it was because I was skimming through it, and she shows us the trend. She does this.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to like it. That's what she does. Incredible stuff. Get that out of the screen. So this is the first video. This is where all it starts. It's almost 21 million views. So here we go.
All the videos of my husband have been removed from all of my platforms. And I understand that this raised a lot of concerns, especially because a lot of you guys follow us for our couples content. But I did start this channel by myself in 2020. I've always loved being on social media, and he did not. Over time,
I think that is like fair to have that, thing. I get that in general.
I talked him into being on my social media, and we saw
Kind of like us. I talked you into it. Because you're so smart. I love you.
how well the videos did of us together. So we just continued, but it was something that I was most definitely much more passionate about. But he no longer wants this lifestyle.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be recognized every single time he goes out in public. Quote unquote fame is not.
I feel like at that point you're already screwed, right?
I honestly couldn't even tell you what he looks like right now.
He's a
Isn't
black
that so
guy.
funny? That's all I know.
So, okay.
What everybody wants. We no longer have any kind of privacy, but that just comes with the territory of being a social media influencer, and I'm okay with that. He is not. I hope you guys can understand.
It's interesting. Okay, let me just
I know it's going to be hard because a lot of you follow us for our couples content. But I will continue to make content just like I did when I first started. And as far as the ring, you guys have noticed
Is she standing in like a fucking open window? Sorry.
It's been off my finger for a couple weeks now, and that's just something that I want to keep private right now.
So, first of all, I love this video because it's they're having a relationship struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not turning it into a fucking social media shitfest.
I don't know about that yet.
What do you mean? Like, she removed all the videos of him, so that's gonna make people ask why.
Yeah, and then she answered that, and then I think that she just said, like, yeah, I see you guys are all... I don't know beyond this video.
Yeah, I know that.
So she's saying, like, oh, I know all you guys are talking about my ring not being off, and I don't want to talk about it, but it is off. If you don't want to talk about it, then you don't talk about it.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so she baited us a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Either way, I wonder if the relationship struggles have to do with the fact that he doesn't... Sorry. Digging in there for gold. Gotta pay the bills somehow. I wonder if it's because he doesn't like being public and he hates the lifestyle and it's like hurting their relationship, or if he's potentially using it as an excuse to like say you're the problem. But that's a lot of speculation.
I don't know. My first instinct would be like, if there are things going on in their relationship, then the social media doesn't help.
You think maybe that part of it's like, let's back off the social media so we can organize our life better, possibly?
I don't know. I think that that could be a factor for a people's on
that makes sense.
The internet.
That makes sense. Anyway, then I came across this video here from this girl who's like she's like an OF model or something. I think this is her We're gonna do this one first.
I don't have a lot of time to say what I want to say.
But either way,
I like
quick.
the way she's shaking her boobs while
Hey
she's
guys,
talking
check the link in the
about it.
bio. Check my link in my bio. You know, I will say, I respect that it's that other girl's conversation to have, or her husband's, not a random OnlyFans girl. So.
Because I am currently evacuating for a hurricane, but I do want to kind of touch on it. First, I want to say that I am not blasting this girl's business. She is quite literally blasting herself. And I'm not coming for her.
That's what that one video, this video, is, according to her, is blasting her business. Okay.
Crying on the internet, because honestly, who hasn't? Because I sure as hell have. Being a mom is quite hard sometimes, but it's also the biggest blessing of your life.
Wow, incredible.
And I'm not about to see this girl do it all alone over something that she thinks is bigger than what it is. That's my opinion. I don't know what else is going on in their home. I don't know what side of the story he gave her, what he has said or not. And if she doesn't want to reach out, that's fine. I'm not the kind of woman that says, don't come at me as a woman. If you have a question, feel free to ask, and I will decide if I want to answer.
I just read this, girl, you're ugly AF inside and out, this comment. It's just kind of me. Sorry.
Or not. Now, while the first time she came at me was not crazy and I did respect it, I did get a little when I started seeing things like, I'm going to raise my daughter to be da-da-da-da, when all I have is daughters. And I posted that video because when she gave that scenario of a man taking care of his family and then leaving, it was very relatable for me.
Wait, what is she talking about? I feel like she's referencing something.
She's referencing another video, which I don't even know what she's referring to. Like, I guess this girl...
No, but she's referencing a video it sounds like she made.
This girl?
No.
I have no idea what she's talking about. It sounds like she's referencing a video that this girl made about how...
You guys, this is not my situation right now.
I don't know what she's referencing specifically. I wonder if there's like a video where she's talking about raising her kid or something. I don't really know. But this, what is this though? I'm curious.
I was just telling you the reason I will always work and why I would teach my daughter not to depend on a man financially.
Oh, so she must have made a video about...
Go to the video that comment is from.
Okay, I have to do some extra investigative. Okay, so what it sounds like to me, because I have to go through here, the TikTok app is terrible. What it sounds like to me is this Ashley girl made a grimace butt shake. This girl made a video. Bro, stop playing music into my microphone. About raising a daughter or something. So we have to go find the original one. Alright, so for her in a car. She's in a car. Guys, it's a video of her in a freaking car.
It's the one before it.
Oh, well, that would have been easy if we just...
Yeah.
So I have been working since I was 16 years old.
Same.
And let me tell you
I actually started working at 12. I would do some cash register stuff for my mommy at White Castle.
Oh, really?
And then I started working at the deli, I think, when I was 12, too. So.
I think when I was 14, I started at the deli.
Incredible stuff.
Reason why I will never stop. Let me tell you what one of my biggest fears is.
Yeah.
Just imagine this. Imagine it, okay? You find a man, he's amazing, he's making great money, and he wants to take care of you for the rest of your life.
Okay.
And you
Sounds
decide,
good.
cool, I just get to be home, raise the kids. He's going to be the hardworking man he is, and he's going to take care of us. Now, imagine 20 years later, he finds somebody else that's younger, more beautiful, and he leaves you.
Impossible. Russ, you're very beautiful.
I love you.
I love your fair moment. Okay.
You don't have a job. You don't have any ways to financially support yourself. You no longer have your youth. And now you're alone. That would be one of my biggest fears. And I know some of y'all are married to some great men, okay? But I wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Somebody might tell you today, hey, I love you, I would never, ever, ever, ever do that to you. But in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, people change. And that's the reason I will never stop working for my own money. So
So people are saying that this is like a hint that there was a problem in the relationship. I don't know if I get that.
I don't...
These are before this video, by the way.
Oh.
So this actually starts it. To me, it just seems like, hey, I don't know. I'm so like terminally online brand because like manosphere stuff that it just sounds like the reverse manosphere message of like, hey, ladies, make sure you have make sure you're independent enough to be protected.
Yeah, I don't. This is not the only.
This isn't that deep.
No, the only things that like stick out to me from that, just because like if I didn't have any prior knowledge to other videos prior to watching that video, it would have just been her saying something.
Yeah, and also she has 15 million followers.
The only
and she has her
thing,
own career.
the only thing that like stands out is she doesn't say that like she has a husband that's good, and she says like that's why I'm never gonna stop making money. So it makes sense for that with the situation, knowing about the situation. But if I didn't know about the situation, like I wouldn't think anything of it. And yeah, someone just said in the comments she is like in the military. Like she's not like a
She's not a stay-at-home
mom that like does nothing for like herself.
Yeah, so to me it just seems like a vague thing. But okay, this is the next video after that, before the one we watched first.
Guys, this is not my situation right now. I was just telling you
the right now though. This is my situation right now.
I'm not putting energy into
I am.
Reason I will always work, and why I would teach my daughter not to depend on a man financially. This has nothing to do with me. I literally brought up a scenario saying if you were married to a man for 20 years, you've never had a job, you've never had any skill sets because you thought he would take care of you for the rest of your life. And imagine if he left you for somebody else. It was a scenario. It's a scenario that has scared me since I was a girl. So I've been working since I was 16 years old. I worked at Burger King. I joined the Army. I started a business. I make money on social media. Like I am very, very, very financially stable. And so this would just never be a scenario that would fit me. And that was intentional for me. So that's all the video was about, is I was just like, imagine if this was to happen and how horrible that would be if you've never had a job because you depended on a man. And I was trying to say, people change. No matter how great you think somebody is, people change. So no, this has nothing to do with me and my husband. You guys.
So, but this is what
it feels like a little shade has been thrown. Go ahead, sorry.
Shade thrown at who?
Her husband.
I mean, I don't feel that way.
I don't
know.
But
why does this other girl feel added by it?
I don't know. Like, it's not enough to justify this girl being, like, annoying about it.
Like, you're self-conscious that you sell your body on OF. Like, there's nothing else.
Yeah, let's see what more. Let's see more of the story.
Like, what the other girl said was so generic.
Yeah, it wasn't, like, enough. It was, like, interesting. But it wasn't. I get what you're saying.
So, of a man taking care of his family and then leaving.
Yeah.
It was very relatable for me. My man didn't leave me, but he does take care of his family.
Okay.
Hey, Mama.
Incredible.
First of all, I want to make it very clear we did not meet up in person. Second of all, even
what
though
the hell is she? She's just coming out of left field.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, so you're gonna vague post so horribly, and like she's not part of this story. If that girl's husband did talk to her, she's not a character in the story. Like she's just like it could have been anything. It could have been two rocks that look like tits. You know what I mean? Like she has nothing to do with the story. So it's weird that she's like, you're gonna be really vague. I'm gonna blow it up. My OF in the bio. I mean, I don't know if it is, but guys.
Communication. I think there was a reason. I don't feel like this man is heard, and now I feel like he's being slightly bashed on the internet.
Not really. She's being vague. I don't think that's
she's
fair.
seeing a whole bunch of stuff that I'm just not seeing.
Well, no, because she knows it behind the scenes, so she's applying stuff to it.
She might not be wrong for this. She might have a whole different image of what's going on. I'm not saying what he did is right. Everybody has different morals, but in my eyes, I saw it as something else that she probably doesn't see it as.
I don't even know the specifics of what even happened yet.
I saw was a man who was not heard, and he wanted to be heard and understood.
Well, as a man, if you're not heard, you definitely go and talk to other girls. It makes... Number #1 communication tactic.
I'm literally just watching her talking shit about somebody else's business while her kid is just all up in her kitchen in the cabinets taking shit off the oven.
Like your kid could get hurt. Okay. Remember that time that you accidentally dropped all of the knives on your foot?
Yeah.
I got so
I caught
upset.
them with my foot.
Thank God they didn't hurt you.
That was like the first time. It was so cute because that's when we weren't supposed to be boyfriend girlfriend yet because we were just
We weren't in love yet.
like hooking up. Yeah, but you were so worried about me doing that.
This idiot This idiot took a knife out of the knife thing and dropped the fucking knives on her floor. I was like, "What?" I yelled. I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "What are you doing? Be careful!" It's incredible. So terrifying.
Love you.
Love you too.
He did mention multiple times that he did try to communicate these things, but obviously they weren't heard if I see that it's still going on. He didn't have to say that. There was also many comments that would say the things that he was feeling because it was just very obvious. And while it did...
What is it that he just didn't want to be on social media? Like, what? She's being so vague.
...make the content good for y'all. If it feels emotionally or mentally exhausting for somebody, I would try to hear that out because that might lead to other things that you don't want. After hearing this video...
Thank God she showed us more of her tits. Thank God. Thank you so much. There. What are you going to do? Cover that up.
Would it be worth twirling your whole family? If he never did what you...
What'd she say?
I don't know. Worth twirling your whole family?
You liked it. Get rid of it.
Might lead to other things that you don't want. After hearing this video, would it be worth twirling your whole family?
Twirling your whole family.
If he never did what you felt like in that scenario, leaving or cheating on you.
What?
My opinion is...
What is she saying?
I literally, like, this is so out of touch that I don't even know what's happening.
It's like, this is weird.
If he was lacking in other areas of the home and didn't want to make content, okay, then what the hell? But if he is there for the children, if he is there for you, then if this is something you find enjoyable, and even if it's not enjoyable for you, but if it's something you're good at, I understand he's your partner. But notice how my house is getting trashed right behind me in less than 3 minutes.
So fucking deal with it. Pause the video.
I do wish their family well. It's hurricane season. I want her to know her man loves her. He made that very known.
This is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. What the fuck?
What the hell?
She was just babbling on. She was like a fucking, they call her name's Brooke. She's babbling Brooke. Bro, that was so vague. I guess he talked to her in some capacity, and I don't know in what way. But, like, what the fuck is happening? There's, I guess, a couple of little...
What is with y'all? She didn't ask questions. You're not asking questions. But both of y'all are coming at me with assumptions.
She's just vague posting.
For everybody doing the favor of tagging her, can you see any of the tags on somebody's video that you blocked?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure most of this is just vague posting. That's her husband now. I guess she cheated on her husband too.
To Starbucks. When are we not?
I don't think that there's anything else from here. There's another video on a different page here, though. This is just a different page. And I don't know why she has to. Oh, check the link in the bio. It's not linked here because this is just another random video.
My name is Shayla.
But it's on a different. Well, I don't even think I could show you because it's weird. Anyway.
And I'm in the adult entertainment industry, and it is quite.
Who would have thought?
Literally my job to answer random.
I like this angle though. It's just it's good. It's to the head.
Men. This particular interaction was a little different because
I need to hear what she had to say.
Unknown men. This particular interaction was a little different because it wasn't to fulfill a fantasy. It was more of a therapy session.
I first, as a man, if you're looking for a therapy session, there's therapists. You wouldn't confide in another woman. Or your mother. You could confide in that woman. But going to like an OF model, it just sounds like that's his entry. That's his justifier. Oh, I'm just talking to other girls. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't really have anything to say yet.
This is so bizarre.
This is just like not bizarre. It's just so incredibly stupid. And I'd smack the fuck out of this girl. I legitimately, if I was this other girl, I would find her and I would jump her.
Stop.
I would.
Stop. She's just joking. You're joking.
Because like
Yeah, you're making a funny joke. My wife. Just say you're joking.
I'm joking.
She's joking. It's a joke, guys. This is not true. What were you saying?
I was gonna say that whenever there's like relationship issues, if somebody else is involved, like I don't understand women who, like, if your man is cheating on you, like, you find them and then you beat the girl up.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But
if the girl's gonna go and expose your business,
be like weirdly unprompted because she was not prompted.
No, not at all.
I would.
Well, I'm sure that the guy's also pissed off too, because it's like that's not her business.
Yeah.
Like I said, that she could have just been too fucking rocks that look like tits.
But all of this is his fault.
Oh,
if he was talking to OnlyFans girl, this is all his fault.
True.
And that's the thing that guys don't think about. Is that oftentimes the women that you choose are super stupid. So, like, if you're gonna do this, like, you have to know that it's gonna come back and get you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's God's work. You know? Okay.
They made it very clear how much they loved their wife, and eventually it came to light who they were because they told me who their wife was, which I had been following her for 2, maybe more years.
That's weird. This is weird.
I don't know.
She's weird.
To me, it sounds like she probably reached out to him.
Oh, I don't even know. Well, can she do that on that?
I'm sure she could figure it out, yeah. Because he was all over the thing. I'm sure that's what happened. And then, she's like, oh, I'm such a big fan. You see, like, there used to be tons of girls who would thirst all over me for a while on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I shut it down. None of them do anymore. There's no women left in my audience that want to fuck me. Except for her. You watch my videos now.
I do watch your videos.
So that's pretty cool. So
someone has to tell you when you're wrong,
That's all right. When you feel I'm wrong, and then it's a feelings-based program. But okay.
Shortly after his wife found out, she did message me, but I chose not to answer because, one, this is not the first time that a wife has been mad, and I understand.
Bro. Professional thought, dude. Professional 304.
I don't know what that means. I want to finish listening.
Okay,
because of my job. And 2, I know you say things out of anger or being hurt. The only reason I decided to even reply to any of the chaos, I felt like I was being
There's no chaos.
bullied.
What?
There wasn't any chaos and there was no bullying.
She created the
Nobody
chaos.
knew that you existed before you made that video.
Yeah.
To try to get clout from the person you've been following for 2 years.
She tried to get people to go to her OF account, probably.
The first thing I noticed is she mentioned multiple times that we should be the women that we would want our daughter to be.
Okay.
I have daughters, and she has a daughter too, but she never mentioned anything how to raise her son. Me and my man have
This is wild.
It's just like what?
Guilty. guilty.
Oh my god, bro.
This is what happens, men. This is what happens when you go to girls. When you have a woman and you go to girls on the side and stuff, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 times you make them think that they are something they are not. And then that happens to them so many times that they start to act like that. There's no reason, from the evidence that I saw, that this girl thought that anything should be about her.
Yeah.
This is the wildest thing.
Absolutely.
And you're following her to find it. This is my little dog dressed as a dinosaur.
Yeah, she gave that to me years ago. It's cute.
Bro. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
And like I said, I stand up for other women. I've talked to men that have women. And you know what?
You said you talk to men that have women. I was just confused.
Yeah. Like, I've talked to men who have been in committed relationships that weren't supposed to be stepping out of their relationship.
Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha.
And you know what? I kept quiet.
Yeah.
Because I was in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the wrong more. But I know I was in the wrong.
Oh, yeah, I know. I see what you're saying.
You know?
I see. Okay. Men are dogs.
But like I stand by women. I really do. But there's women like this who I do not.
She's not a woman. She's a girl. So we don't stand by her.
Which that came up.
She's an opportunist. She's plugging her OnlyFans. That's all it comes down to.
In conversation with her husband when he was messaging me. So she would post things like this asking about.
Okay, move your dumb head. Sorry, I want to read that.
Messaging me. So she would post.
Question for y'all. Do you think monogamy is natural? For me personally, I can only see myself as one person, but this is a topic that I've seen a lot lately, and it tends to be different for men and women. How do y'all feel? No judgment zone. So it's possible she's referencing her life, but this is a huge conversation in the manosphere. All people are talking about is the different dynamics between men and women. So it's like it could just be a vague. And she's online too.
This is the thing, though. There is not one part of this where someone will read this and think of her.
Yeah, right. Not at all.
I still don't know what her name is. Nobody is going. Her name's on the screen. Restricted Shayla.
I was going to say like Shalda.
No.
I can't read very well.
No, Shayla? Is it? I don't know.
Shayla.
I don't care. Nobody's going to read that and be like, oh, she's talking about her.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many? Yeah, your man was on OnlyFans. I'm assuming that he was talking to a lot more women than her.
I guess so. That makes sense.
So why do you feel like, I know it's a clout grab.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But like, there's just no 1 + 1 is not equaling 2.
Yeah. I get what you mean. It's not adding up.
Things like this asking about basically open relationships. I just recently dyed my hair, but I did have black hair. So on the
bro.
Wait, what does the caption say though?
Change my hair.
20th, she said,
make him feel like he cheating. This to me is just her making a joke about changing her hair. It's like, oh, put on a wig, you're a different girl, you know? And this girl's saying that like her hair used to be black, so she's made her hair black to try to like, you understand? She's trying to say.
I understand.
Okay, I because you looking. Okay, so like it's just so stupid. The confusion is because this is so dumb.
Said, change my hair, make him feel like he cheating. And now all of a sudden, everybody.
This is what happens when you don't finish high school. You just have.
This is what happens when you are constantly reinforced by men. Honestly.
Yeah, men are the problem. I know what you mean. Like this is. I talked about my dog days. I used to talk to girls that were probably not on my level of attractiveness. And you know, you raise them up, you make them feel like they're special, and then after, you know, guys talk to girls who are much less attractive than them, they start to feel like they're actually very attractive, even though all they can get is some sex or a guy to like want titty pics from, and then they go around and they feel too bold. That's what happens.
And that's the thing. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody has someone that will love them and be attracted to them. That's 100% true. But it's also true that there are people who are more desirable than others for other people.
True.
You know? And so I'm not trying to shit on people. Like this girl, she's not an ugly girl. Mm-hmm. But she's thinking a little too much of herself for this situation.
Yeah, right. Like she thinks that she's important.
Yeah.
Like this is the energy that I would use if she's like, the guy's gonna get a divorce and marry me instead.
Yeah, and like you're like, it's OnlyFans. So like you, like her, should be the biggest advocate of this means nothing, but the way she's talking about it is almost like it means something.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, like because of the normalization of sex work, you'd think that she would be like, oh, sex, especially OnlyFans, oh, it's just porn, it's not a big deal, yada, yada, yada. But she's making it seem like it's the biggest deal in the world, which comes off as kind of hypocritical.
Yeah, she's making it seem personal when I would expect her to like say, like, because she's saying that it's not personal.
That's personal as fuck.
But she's presenting it as it is.
Yeah, true.
Everybody in the comments is saying something about my butt because I got a BBL. It might have something to do with the fact that 3 days ago she said it ain't perfect, but it's natural.
What?
That is the.
What?
She's saying that
her content is shaking her ass.
Yes. So what she's saying is that Ashley made the comment. It's at least it's natural, because apparently she got a BBL. This girl got a BBL, so she's thinking it's a dig at her. Oh shit! The same thing with the black hair. Do you think that's true? I don't. I think it's all stupid and who cares? And even if it was true, you're the side piece.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm pretty sure it's just a caption in the thing. People put, it's called flavor text. I learned that in my game and web design school. You flavor stuff up. We had a project once where we had to make a card game, a game. I made a board game with my friend Rich, and you put some flavor text in there. It's not just it's a goblin. It's a warded goblin for the minds of my anus.
You're so dumb.
So you gotta flavor it up.
The only reason I made a response, I am not saying that it was right. For everybody assuming that I chased after a married man.
Oh, she did, definitely.
Like I said,
That's what your job is to do.
First of all, true. Second of all, she was a fan of hers. She absolutely chased after him.
Know who they were at first.
Her husband is a black guy. Like a heavy-set black guy. And so is the other guy's husband. They're both, like, she has a type. You saw her.
Oh, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Exactly. You chased him. You're like, oh my God, that's like my type. Like, come on, bro. Like, what? That's why Boogie's girlfriend is in my DMs.
So stupid.
I'm just kidding.
You're so
I'm only
stupid.
340 pounds, and I'm 6'4", so we're a little different.
You're so stupid. That's not true.
It's not true. It's not.
First, I do have my own man, and everybody seems to think that they put two and two together, that I left him and our children. Or that...
No, I just think that your boundaries on this stuff is weird, and that, like, I think that she would.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
he left us, which neither is true. We are still a happy family. But now that this is going viral, I've been getting threats and very mean comments.
Let's be going viral. You decided to put yourself in the situation that you didn't need to be put into.
And now everybody talking about me for going after somebody's man. Now they're going after my man. And these women that are saying they don't...
No, they're not. They're not. What's happening is she's getting the reinforcement that she's getting more clicks and views onto her OnlyFans. That's all that's happening, and so she's continuing to push it out. I know this because, like, I remember talking to somebody, and they were like, it's Kelly Cadigan. She was like, when I was in my most controversial, more people were checking out my OnlyFans.
Claim me as one of their own, saying that I have disgusting behavior, but are coming at me with threats and some of the nastiest comments or name calling. My name is Shay.
Okay, well, not because you don't deserve it, right? Whoa! So you can see.
So did the redhead ever comment on any of this?
She did make an update video. This is why I couldn't show you it before, though. It's like it's a little risque. Again, it's all a plug for her OF. I think it's this addressing it video.
All right, I want to hear it.
I had every intention
Sorry.
of keeping the details of my marriage private. Yes, I did hint to you guys that I wasn't okay and my marriage wasn't okay. Did I share any details? No. And
it was a very light hint. It wasn't enough for anybody to dig into,
No, but I'm just a true believer that if you don't want to talk about something, then you literally do not talk about it.
I understand. Like, she did open the door for it to be talked about and
Yeah.
for these people to ask questions. Not enough of a door for that fucking psychopath.
No, like, she is a nut job, but, like, when you're on the internet, like, you really don't... It's like a weird balance because when you have, like, our joke is like, let's be parasocial, right?
Yeah.
And we are very open with the people who watch our content, and we like open up about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And so there is a sense of, like, if something happens or whatever, that, like, the people want to know.
Yeah.
And so there's, like, the weird, like, okay, like, how much do you tell? But at the end of the day, I don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah.
And I might have the natural consequence that negatively impacts my content and the people who support me. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if I do not want you to know, I am not going to say anything to you.
Yeah. I think
that's hard to balance, especially with such a large platform.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
But so that's why I'm saying, like, her being like, yeah, the ring, like, no, like, it's not a gigantic, like, it's not like a tease, but it is acknowledging something that you said that you're not ready to talk about. So I do think it's better to just not talk about it.
I think that it makes, hold on really quick. Thank you so much for the $5 AVMU. All I want to grow is a beard like Papa Gut. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
That's fun. I think that it is a weird relationship being, like, famous. I think everybody wants people to care about them. And she has, like, 15 million people that care about her. And so you let them into your life a little bit, and the lines can get a little blurred, and it can kind of get hard to set a boundary. And like, this is something she never should have even close to alluded to. But then, you know, you also have a situation where her husband's stepping out of the relationship. That's what it boils down to, and there's no excuse for that. And so, like, I feel like for her, it's like they probably came to a conclusion that she was going to take it down, and she vented a little bit. She's a little sus. And she talked about how she took her ring off. Mine's off too, but it's right here. That's just that we have eczema. I have eczema. You have psoriasis, so I took it off because it's getting sweaty. And so, like, yeah, she let out more than she should have if she wanted to keep it private. But I feel like as a human, I don't fault her for it, because I don't think there's people where you could tell they're baiting their audience.
Yeah, I
don't get that impression that she was trying to bait people. I think it was more of people are saying some stuff. Let me just quickly answer it.
Well, no, and I think, no, I 100% agree with you, and I think that's the thing, and that's why I think social media is bad, and why I'm the way that I am, is because, like, before we do something, before I say something, I really do put a lot of thought
absolutely
into what I'm presenting.
Yeah.
And I think that when you are, because, like, you've had these things, too, where you'll make a video, and we'll talk about, like, your thoughts on something, the way you presented it, and it's like never out of ill intention, but like you're just on social media. Like, once you're so involved in social media, like you're talking to your phone like you're talking to a group of friends. Yeah, you know, like that gets lost.
It takes a while, but that boundary gets worn down after a period of time. Yeah,
and so that's what I'm saying. That's what the tease is. It's not her being like wanting a grab, but she said something like she was talking casually to a friend and like I said, like, I don't respect the internet like that. I don't like the people, again, who are watching the content I make and supporting me. Like, I appreciate you, I support you, but at the end of the day, like, my business is my business. Yeah. And so there's some things that maybe I will talk about it one day, but don't want to talk about it now. Like, you have to remember that, because like we saw from this dumb asshole, the other girl. Everybody online is going to take what they could grab to make it into something. So if you're not ready to have that conversation, you cannot say anything. Yeah, and I'm not shitting on her for that.
No, it's like,
but it's just like a fact, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that like I think that she acted within the realm of a normal human being.
Yeah,
but like you as a big content creator, you unfortunately can't. The other girl acted like an unhinged fucking animal. Yeah, and like, you know, so I get it. No, I understand exactly what you're saying. It's one of those things where she didn't do anything wrong, but if she should have probably not done this at all if she didn't want to talk about it. And I don't think that she did. I think now she feels pressured to, because there's also a part of it, like when it comes to your content, your fans, of like, okay, I have to respond to stuff. Sometimes it just feels like you have to explain everything, which I think is a very human thing. When you have an audience of 20 million people, or almost 21 million, who watch the video, or anything, comments, all of a sudden you're like, fuck. Like, you have to respond to it, even if it's only 1% of the audience. I think that's a big
thing to like and have that person to talk with. And I think that this situation is probably very complicated, because the problem she is having is with her spouse. Yeah. And at least in our situation, the spouse is the person who we go to about things.
Right. Yeah. So we would go to each other about issues. If that's her same thing, who does she talk to?
Yeah. Like, so if she's getting something that's like, oh, like, should I comment on this? Yeah. Maybe she doesn't have that person to ask right now.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That grounding
There's a lot of different dynamics.
Yeah. Because for us, like, you ground me a lot when that's true.
And the reason I even let you guys in just a little bit was to show that I'm real with real problems. The last thing I want to be is a content creator who only shows all the perfect moments, because that's not real. And I think
this is a little bit of a cope. I think we explained our perspective on it before. Yeah.
Wanted people to know if they're going through something, they're not alone. Now, with all that being said, there are a few things I would like to address. And then after that, you guys, I need to protect my peace and log off. Number 1. You guys will never catch me bashing my family on the internet. And whether my husband is my husband or my ex-husband, he is my family. Number 2, I have never in my life bullied or targeted somebody on social media. I did not make one post about this person. And
That's like fucking Cope post. Oh, she put a black wig on because you know that there's actually only 3 people in the world with black hair. You, that other girl, and Barack Obama. The joke is that everybody has fucking black hair. There's like 3 hair colors. There's like black, red, and blonde, and like brown, I guess.
I have brown hair.
Okay, listen. The fucking point is there's like 4 hair colors. She got a black wig. It has nothing to do with the OnlyFans titty bounce girl. Okay. She feels like the world revolves around her. All right, she needs to revolve around her kids more because that kid was going through her fucking cabinets. Could have hurt herself. Crazy.
Majority of these posts that I made were before I even knew she existed. I had no idea that she had a BBL. I thought she looked natural. Good job. Your BBL looks very natural. Did I put on a black wig because of this person? No. Did I make posts about my daughter because of this person? No. Before I even knew she existed, I made a post on my Facebook that said, be the woman you'd want your daughter to be. And that was before I even knew she existed. I said that because I was going through something internally, and I thought to myself, how would I want my daughter to handle this as a woman?
Well, I also figure she's a girl, because the other girl made the comment of like, oh, why didn't you talk about your son? I think it's because she's not a boy.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Like, it's just that simple. There are going to be different you're going to identify differently with different things. As a man, you know, I'm going to be more focused on raising my son the way I would want him to treat a woman, you know, and then I'm of course going to raise my daughter to make sure that she's treated well by a man. But like, it's just an identifier. It's not that fucking deep, you know?
And that brings me comfort because it helps me make a decision based off of how I would want my daughter to feel and how I'd want her to be treated. Now, when I found out about this person, I blocked her on social media. So the fact that she has been able to still screenshot all my stuff is very concerning to me. And the reason
that's always stupid because everybody has.
Yeah. Right? Is that what the kids call it? Finsta?
I don't know. That's what they were calling it when I was like 20.
Yikes.
So they probably are. Finsta's still a thing.
Old bitch. Love you.
You have 5 years on me.
Yeah, I'm an old bitch too. Yeah, it's not that weird. It's a little. Here's the thing. I understand why she blocked the girl. It's probably just like out of sight, out of mind thing. Like, okay, this is gone from my.
Yeah, she probably doesn't want to see her.
Yeah, of course.
The reason I blocked her was to protect my peace.
Yeah,
I did not want to see anything she had going on. I didn't know if she had daughters, sons. I didn't know anything about her. And the last thing I want to address is this narrative that I forced my husband to make videos. I know that we've always had
just a dumb thing to say. Like, you cannot, like, she and her husband are both adults, I think. I'm going to assume that she's not fucking, you know. And she probably encouraged it, but he could have just said, no, I really don't want to do it. If you had, we've talked about this before when we did podcasts, we stopped for a while because you're like, I really just don't want to do this. And then we kind of had this we had a 3-hour, maybe not that, but it was like a 3-hour long conversation when we were, when I got that band, the false band, they undid it. We were on the car, but like, what if we did a podcast channel and we had a really big conversation about everything, about what kind of content we wanted to make, what type of audience we wanted to generate, what we wanted to name it, what we wanted to...
What I didn't want to do.
What you didn't want to do.
What would be like my limit to say, I'm not doing this?
Yes.
Do I remember what that was? No, but I remember.
But I feel like I'm adhering reasonably to those, I think. You know? You set boundaries, and like, if you had said, I'm not doing this, we wouldn't be here right now. You're an adult. I'm an adult. You can't force unless she's something extraordinary is happening. It's just like she's like, "Hey, I want to do some content with me," and he's like, "Sure."
Well, this is the thing, though. The other side of it is, I think that like, we're forced to do it for me. That's setting off like the social media alarm in my brain. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like to a certain degree, like if your spouse is making videos, they're annoying. And to a certain degree, you're not going to have a choice but to be in them. And their social media is going to negatively impact your relationship.
Or positively.
It could be positively, but I think it's certain that there will be negative impact.
Sure, like it comes with like a territory. There's like a lot of shit going on, yeah.
There's a lot of shit. Your partner's constantly on their phone.
Yeah.
And like...
because you're not, right?
What?
You too.
Yeah, but it's different.
Okay. I have ADHD, okay? It's always different.
There's a lot of stuff that comes with being a person whose job it is to be on
Online.
social media.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah,
True.
to a certain degree, like, you are forced to participate in it. But does that mean that I'm, like, abused, or who the content creator's spouse is, like, abused and taken advantage of? No. So that, like, this is triggering me.
Yeah, I mean, one of those things where if it really upset you that much, first of all, you can set a really hard boundary, which we could have. Or you can, like, if you maybe you're growing apart and it's unfortunate, but like, you know, there's just aspects of life that's not going to be perfect. It'd be like the same thing as if you got like a job where, you know, it was now a 2-hour drive, but it paid so well that you really wanted to take it. Now I'm forced to deal with the fact that you're going to be home like 4 hours less, or maybe and that sucks. But it's like similar to, there's always going to be like an issue that's going to happen that's not necessarily super controllable. Because, you know, I'm if you're as a content creator, you would take the good without the bad if you could, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like Among Us balls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like, sorry.
That role where he was annoyed and I was the one who enjoyed the videos. And that was agreed upon. Social media is bringing
Oh, I guess they made that like their thing. He would be like, oh, this is stupid. And she would. Okay.
us in $20,000 a month. And that's aside from the business. And I've never put the numbers out there like that, but
Are you ready? Let me stand up.
Yeah, start twerking, baby. Start twerking.
20,000 a month.
Yeah. Well, listen, next year.
That's when I would quit my job. Okay.
That's what I said. I said when we start, if we start making $250,000 a year, you should quit and be a stay-at-home mom with
But
me.
that's the thing, though. I mean, this is a conversation, but like $20,000 a month. What do you have to be doing on social media to get that? I feel like there's no way that you can make that much money on the internet without it becoming incredibly intrusive.
I mean, like last year when I was at my height, I was making more than half that. And like I was just doing video reaction and commentary stuff, although it can be stressful when you're talking about really super hot topics. I think that there's a way to not be super duper horribly controversial or like really super intrusive, you know, as a larger platform, as long as you adhere to certain standards and dynamics. You know, I think that for part of the problem is for me, like I've been in a controversial space for so long, you know, there's things that you can't, like you'll say something and it's very easily, like I live in a parasitic sphere and I'm part of the parasite problem, right? Everybody kind of like, oh, look at the judges each other on what did you say here? What did you say here? What did you say here? You know, this isn't so much that sphere. Obviously we're doing a little bit of that here, but like, it's not the same as when I used to do it in like a smaller community and everybody's like, bah, 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 you know. But I think that we could get there without it destroying our lives.
I don't know.
Okay, well, Among Us balls. I gotta stop saying that. It's my new thing. Sorry.
I know. It was my fault.
Yeah, because she the other day I just said Among Us and she said Among Us balls and I'm like, where did that come from? She's like, I think you made it up. I realized like 2 years ago, I saw a guy on TikTok. He just kept going, Among Us balls, Among Us balls, Among Us balls. And that stuck in my head. And then it came back up. And I thought it was my creation, but it wasn't. And now I just can't stop saying it. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people manage to navigate social media in a way where it's not like destructive to their personal life. You know, let me just have to just set a solid boundary.
I think I just disagree with you.
Okay, well, we'll see where the future goes.
I need you guys to know that this provides for our family. This has made us debt free. This has made us financially free. I have never forced anybody to be in a video with me. And he even offered to continue making videos with me even if we're no longer together. And I respectfully declined. So am I this evil person that forced her husband into doing something he didn't want to do? No. This is quite literally a job. Just like any other job that might get in the way of a relationship. You guys are telling me that I've let an app ruin my marriage. I wanted to keep this information private. I wanted to work this out in my marriage. But somebody wanted their 15 minutes of fame and they got it. I reached out to her and I apologized for the backlash she was getting from my followers.
I wouldn't have. Why?
No.
I would have been. That's terrible. You should not harass people at all. But I'd be in the background.
You should not go get her.
Don't get her. No, seriously. But I wouldn't. I would be like, good, fuck her. Like I wouldn't encourage it, and you shouldn't do it. That's the logical, sensible human. But the emotional is like, fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, who cares? I don't feel bad
I
for
think
you.
that the best and biggest fuck you is ignoring somebody's existence.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a commenter. I'm not going to comment in support. I'm not going to comment negativity. I am just going to not engage.
Yeah.
And if we're talking content creators, that would be the biggest blow.
True. Just don't give her the attention. That's based. Yeah, that's true.
And I told her personally that none of my posts had anything to do with her. And then she continued to say that I was targeting her and bullying her. And I know y'all don't know me personally, but anybody that knows me in real life knows that's just not me. That has never been me. I have never bullied anybody a day in my life.
I used to bully people all the time. It's terrible stuff. Then I went on Ritalin, and I used to get bullied because I was so like, God gave me karma. But now I know what it's like to be the bully and the bullied. I'm a fully formed human being.
I know I sound irritated, and it's because I am.
Well, yeah, of
but at the
course,
same time, I understand that I have put so much of my life out there on social media, and a moment like this was bound to happen. And I'm going to take it on the chin. But one thing I just cannot tolerate is people speaking bad about my family. And my husband is my family. Whether we work this out or not, he is my family. And last thing. You guys are so ride or die. I have received so much love, so much support from you guys. And I appreciate all the messages, all the comments that I've seen. I've tried to stay off TikTok the last couple of days because it's overwhelming. It's too much. I still have 2 children to take care of. I still have a job to do. And I know this has all been just entertainment for everybody, but this is my life. And I didn't want to even address this or entertain this. But I reflected on it. I thought
She should have put a sponsorship in here.
Does she do OF?
I don't know. I guess we could look after. I mean, look on the... Yeah.
about it, and because I have so many people that are there for me and that are concerned about my well-being right now, I will make a video to address it. And the last way I want you guys to show your support is by bullying this person or threatening this person. I don't want...
She sells hair gel, because I think that's some of the meme that she does. She puts a lot of hair gel in her hair. So she has her own hair gel. That's an interesting idea.
That. I don't want that. I have nothing against her. I'm irritated that I'm being lied on. I have nothing against her. None of this is her fault. What's going on in my life?
Well, like her getting bullied is her own fault. So an itch. I'm sorry, baby.
I honestly didn't listen to anything she just said for like the last 20 seconds. I was looking at your phone.
Oh, to see if she had an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay, just
her fault. This is something me and my husband need to figure out. And I wanted so badly to keep so much of this information private, but I wasn't given that opportunity. But that's
she was saying that it's not the other girl's fault?
Yeah, she was saying she doesn't blame her. It's not her fault.
Oh, so like that's the thing. Like you could say that, yeah, because like if the actual interaction between her husband and the girl is their marital problem, like yeah, like that's not that girl's fault.
That's fair.
However,
well, her getting it bullied is her own fault.
Her going all over TikTok and being stupid is 100% her fault.
Absolutely. True that.
If I chose, I guess. I love you guys, and for now, I need to log off.
All right. Well, I thought that was I think overall, I mean, I tend to like her. She seems like a good person. She seems like a normal person.
Yeah.
It sucks that what happened to her. I respect that, like, she's like, hey, this is my situation to deal with my husband. Like, fuck off. It's his fault, but I respect that as well.
Listen, I feel like in this segment, I talked a lot of shit. And whenever I talk a lot of shit, that makes me feel anxious. Why? Because, like, I'm, like, a person who's, like, don't talk shit. Or, like, don't be, like, in this internet BS. And here I am doing that, you know?
Yeah.
However, that girl's stupid as hell. And, like, she is just really thinking about herself too much.
Yeah. I agree.
It's really a shame.
I agree.
And, like, I hope that, like, eventually she gets some self-respect.
Jesus Christ. I agree.
For real, that's like, it's crazy. Like, I can't imagine doing something like that to try to get some numbers.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, like you're selling your dignity for some numbers. You know, that's actually
because there was literally nothing that could have pinpointed to her. And again, like that, I swear, like her doing that is another sign of just being on social media and not actually having anybody to talk about in real life. Because if I went to my friends and was like, hey, do you see this girl? She's talking bad about me. I would hope, and I would be the friend to be like, I think maybe you're looking into this a little too much. Like, I understand why you might feel some type of way, but I don't think she's talking about you.
Yeah. Yeah,
But instead, you're just going to make a video. The thing that's crazy is that you see her kids running around behind her, which is not a problem. Like, parents do things and like your kids are running around. But like, it's the fact that like you're just trying to blow up somebody's business when you're inappropriate and like you just don't care.
Yeah, your kids running around digging through the drawers, they can get fucking hurt. One time I got stuck in a drawer. My mom took a picture of it because I got stuck in a cabinet.
That's silly.
Yeah. And she laughed and got me out.
I don't know. I don't like her. That honestly irritated me.
Yeah, she's a big penis poop.